There is a new makeup brand at Sephora that is so exciting. It is created by a famous celebrity makeup artist. Her name is Phillips, and she is known for her underpainting techniques. And her brand is M.ph, and she came out with just a few products. I know she's working on some blushes and some other lip balms, but right now I have here her underpainting face palette, and I also have the brush, also 3 lip liners. So she came out with a wide variety of lip liners, the face palette, and the brush. And on the Sephora site, you can see her like lipstick lip balm, but it's not available yet. I know it's coming. And there's blushes that are coming as well. So there's a few things that are in the works, but I think the most exciting part is this face palette. And I'm excited to get my hands on it. I've had it for a couple days and have not opened it because I wanted to do it with you guys. I did try her lip liners, and I'll talk about those in just a little bit, but that's what we're doing today. Hope you guys will enjoy it, and let's get started. A few details about these products, starting off with this palette. It is $64 and it comes in 3 different color stories: light, medium, and deep. I bought mine in the light version. Then we have the lip liners. These are called the Overliner lip liner pencil. They are $25, which I think it's kind of on par with the other lip liners at Sephora. And it comes in 8 colors. One of them is not available yet online. It is called Tease. It's a cool taupe brown. It's the one I really wanted, but it's not available yet. And then I also have her brush. This is the Underpainting dual-ended brush. It is $38. Like I mentioned, it's dual-ended. This is actually so long. I was surprised when I saw it in person. The bristles are synthetic, and it is created for cream products. So those are the products that I have. I will start with the face palette, the Underpainting face palette. Now, I really love the packaging. This is how it looks like, and it looks so chic. This feels quite heavy, and I really love the packaging. I like the color overall. I like the corners that are a little round. It just looks sleek, and it feels nice and luxurious pretty much. And these are the colors inside. So you have a color corrector that's a little bit more peachy, 2 highlighters, and 2 contours. I was a little scared that the colors would be a little bit too light for me, and I was debating going for the medium one. But from what I've seen online, the medium one is created for medium skin tones, and I am light to medium. I'm a little bit tan right now, and I think that this is gonna work for what it's supposed to work. Here is a close-up of the palette and the colors that you get in them. I'll swatch them in just a little bit, but I just wanted to give you, there you go, a good representation of how the colors look like. Moving on to the brush. This is how the brush looks like. It is quite long, as you can see. I kind of wish it was shorter, just so it'll fit in my makeup bag and things like that. And you have a denser side that's still kind of, it's soft and it has some movement to it, but it's definitely dense for cream products. And then a flat area that I guess it's for nose contouring or eyes or lips. And then I'll show you the lip liners. Here are the lip liners. As you can see, they have the color at the end, which I really like to see. They are the pencil, the classic pencil that you have to sharpen. I've already used mine, as you can see. And spoiler alert, I actually love the lip liners. I like the formula, and they are the sharpenable type. And yeah, okay, we'll talk about these in just a little bit, but let's start with the face palette. I am gonna put my hair up just so we can sculpt this face. First of all, we need to take this off. There's a tiny small detail right there. You see the M? I think that's chic. I just really like the packaging. This chocolatey brown is one of my favorite colors. I'm gonna start swatching. This is the color corrector. And then the 2 highlighters. One's more gray. And then the contour shades. These feel nice and creamy, emollient. So I'm going to swatch them real quick. Here are the swatches. I love that gray contour shade. and also that we have that bronzy shade. Also, the peach shade seems quite light. Hopefully it'll correct some. And then the highlighters do look quite light. This one looks a little bit gray almost. But it would be perfect if you have lighter skin tone. Also, you can mix and match. So it's not like I have to only use these by themselves. I can take a little bit of the bronziness and kind of create my perfect shade. But I'm happy with this color selection. I think I'm going to be able to make this work. The texture feels very emollient, and it's not extreme pigment. It doesn't remind me necessarily of my RMS palette. That is like pure pigment. This has some transparency to it, which I personally like because I don't want to completely cover my face when I sculpt. I want a shadow that kind of melts into my skin. I don't want to cover my skin with contour and highlighter. I just want to shape my face. So I'm gonna apply this as it's created, underpainting. I don't do that often just because I'm lazy, but it is a great way to contour your face and make it look very natural. And on top of this, we are gonna go with a more natural skin tint. That way it will blend in very nicely. Okay, I'm gonna start with the corrector, and I'm gonna take this side and I'm gonna correct right under here. You do not need to completely blend this out from the work that I've seen her do. So I'm just kind of putting it there. As I thought, this color is a little light for me to be a full-on corrector. But if you have a lighter skin tone, then this won't be a problem. I think in the wintertime, this will be good for me. It does blend in quite nicely with a brush, and just overall it's nice. It's not too heavy. For the highlighter, I'm a little scared to go with this one because it looks quite gray, so I am gonna take this color and see how it works with my skin tone. I have a couple of spots, so I'm actually gonna start going over those. Almost like a pinpoint concealer. I know it's not necessarily created for this. I just want to see how that would look like and if I can make that work. A little bit here. I'm taking a little bit more. I do like the brush. Feels nice. I do love the texture of this. I like how emollient it is. And again, it's not 100% full pigment. Take this here as well. I'm trying not to blend too much. It's in my habit to overblend, so I'm gonna try to be better at that. Now, you know what? Let's just take this lighter shade and highlight right here. And the top of my nose. And here as well. Highlight this area. And right up here, I want to almost lift my eye. And here and around my mouth. I always like to do this right here. Looking crazy? Maybe. Just gonna slightly blend it in here. I may go back with a highlighter after I do the contour, so I'm gonna keep it there, but take this contour shade and full on swipe it right here. Okay, I love that color for contour. I think that is perfect. So I'm kind of going where naturally I have this shade right here. Some people have like right here. You can kind of go there and down if you want to. It can be muddy if you're doing too much, but I think you'll be okay. I'm gonna take and contour my nose. Again, we're gonna cover all this with a light skin tint, so you can go heavier than you would normally. And we're gonna contour a little bit our forehead. And I absolutely love to contour right here, like that. Just gonna clean this lighter side real quick, and I'm gonna contour my lips because she does this a lot. She takes it and really contours the lips. Makes them look fuller. You may look like you have a mustache in the beginning, but that should go away. And last thing I'm gonna contour is a little bit here. So contouring a face won't be the same for everybody. If you have a smaller forehead, you probably don't want to contour that, you know. If you have a longer forehead, maybe focus it more on the top. And if you have a wider forehead, we're going to focus it on the sides. If you already have a short nose, maybe contour your nose longer and not so much at the tip. If you have a bumpier nose like mine, I'm not going to focus so much where the bump is. I'm going to focus it around, like right here at the tip. So hopefully that will give the impression that the bump is part of the contour pretty much. So you're going to contour for your own face. You're not going to contour the way I necessarily contour for my face. So you have to look at your face and just determine where your natural shadows are and what do you want to accentuate, which you're going to bring light to that area. So you're going to use your highlighter shades, or what you want to dull. And I think a lot of people just copy paste what they see online, but it may just not work with their structure. If you already have a very strong jaw, you may not need to contour there, you know. But if you have a little bit of a double chin, or your jaw is not as prominent as you would like it to be, you can kind of fake it with the shadows. So I hope that kind of makes sense. I'm going to move on to the bronzer shade, and what I've seen Mary Phillips do is she brings it right above where her contour is, just to bring some warmth to that area. And I actually quite like that. And I'm going to bring it right here as well, and maybe a little bit of warmth here and here. And I guess that's it. I don't think I want much warmth anywhere else. Maybe right here above that. This is all the contour slash bronzing that I kind of want to do. I may go back in with this shade right here and highlight this area. And you can absolutely put concealer on top of it. This is just supposed to brighten up the area. You know what? Let's go with the lightest one. I'm just curious how it will look like under my makeup. And I'm also going to take this right in the center of my nose. And again, one more time right here. The last thing I'm going to do is take this lightest shade and go right in here. I think I'm finding use for that really light shade. And then making sure that the contour that I have here kind of goes into my brow right there. Okay. Are we looking crazy? A little bit. I love the texture of this though. But we're going to leave it like this. And now we are taking a skin tint that doesn't have a ton of coverage. I am going to take my Hourglass skin tint. I absolutely love this. This is in the shade 7. And I'm going to use this with a brush. I'm going to use my It Cosmetics brush and work the product into the bristles. And then I'm going to start applying this around the contour area and slowly blending it into the contour and the highlighter. But the main focus that I want this product to be is where I didn't contour and highlight. So once I added most of the product in this area and maybe here, then with the leftover, I'm going to go over the highlighting contouring area. Now I'm taking it mainly where the highlighter is first, and then the leftover I will go over the bronzing side or the contour side. Otherwise I can kind of make it a little bit muddy because I don't want that contour to go where I color corrected under my eyes. So I'm mainly taking it in the center, and now that this is done, now I'm going to go over slightly and blend it out. Oh my gosh, that looks beautiful. Guys, this palette is wonderful. Like, look how seamless that contour is. Yet I'm still shaped. What do you guys think? That is so easy. I cannot explain to you. I'm going also over the lip. was so easy. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. Here is the side with just the contour and highlighter. And here we have with a light skin tint on top of it. And I think it is absolutely gorgeous. So here is blended out. And I did not do a lot of blending. You guys saw it was so easy, so fast. And then here is the side without the skin tint. This is beautiful. Okay, this is game changer, I think, in the industry, because everything that I've tried, and I've tried many with my makeup career throughout the years, the underpainting products were a little bit just too pigmented, or I would have to take some from this brand and some from this brand and like kind of make my own. But the fact that everything is in here makes it so much easier. Okay, so I am slowly doing the same on this side. I'm going first in the center of my face and where I highlighted, and then I will go over the bronzing area / contour. One more thing that I did not do is if you wanted to accentuate the contour, you could go with a lighter shade right under the contour. I didn't feel the need to do that, but that also will emphasize the contour. So you can highlight right here, and that will just contour your face without having to put more contour on your skin. Here is my base finished. I may go in and put a little bit of concealer right here on this spot. Not sure if I want anything under my eyes, but I will have to powder a little bit. You know what? Let me just do all this with you. I am going to take my Lisa Eldridge concealing pen, or pinpoint concealing pen. I think that's the name of it. I'm just going to go very lightly over the areas that I think need just a little bit more work. I think that's about it. Maybe right here, a few dots. Nothing crazy. And I'm just gonna sculpt around here. I think that's it. I don't think I want anything else covered. I do have a pretty big pimple right there. So we're just gonna ignore that. Okay, that is good. I will put just a little bit of concealer under my eyes. Honestly, I could go around like this and I'll be so happy. I just want to see how the concealer works with the consistency of the corrector. I am going to use my Creal concealer. This is more on the natural side and it's quite glowy, and I'm not going to put a lot. I'm just going to do that a little bit right here on the nose, and there's a little coverage right here. But I think I'm going to leave it here. Maybe just a few dots there out of habit. And I'm going to go with the same brush I had and slowly blend it in, almost push it into the skin. And here, I think this concealer would work well because it is quite a natural concealer under the eyes. It's not super heavy. And I like the texture of it. It's very forgiving and very emollient and light. That looks really pretty. Just a little bit more coverage than the contour or the highlighter corrector. That looks so good. I like that. And if you cover too much of your contour or your highlight, you can always go on top of the foundation. This technique is just more seamless and kind of undetectable and very soft. But if you feel like you need just a little bit more, like you can add just a tiny bit more. It's still very soft and blendable, you know? Like for example, I feel like I kind of covered that. And I'm going to go back into my foundation brush and go over to blend it in. Yeah, you can always do that. Don't feel scared to put this even on top of your skin tint because I think it works really well. Okay, I am absolutely loving this. Like Love, love, love this. I will get a lot of use out of it. I think the colors work really well for my skin tone. I will say if you're super fair, I wonder if these are going to be light enough for you to highlight. I think the contour is going to be fine. Maybe this one would be good enough. This would be perfect because this is a little light for me to actually color correct under my eyes. I do think you can absolutely make this work if you're a lighter skin tone. And I assume that over time she's going to bring more color stories. This is their first release. And yeah, I do like the color combination. I'm just going to add a little bit of my La Prairie powder. And the rest of the makeup, I'm just going to finish it off camera because it's just going to be my eyebrows and my eyes. And I'm going to do the lips with you guys, but I'm just adding a little bit of powder under my eyes. Everything that I've used is quite emollient and glowy, so I do feel the need to set this down. The Hourglass skin tint is so beautiful. Mostly if you have drier skin, it's incredible. I've been having some issues with my skin just dry and peeling a little bit, and that has been a lifesaver. This looks so good. It looks so natural, yet still so sculpted. That is all the powder I'm going to use. I love to see that natural glow coming from that foundation. I think it's beautiful. I don't feel the need for anything more. So I'm going to go do my eyes, my brows, and we'll do the lips together. The only thing that's missing right now besides the lips is the blush. So all I did was I put mascara on. I did use the brown mascara on the lower lashes, and I think it looks so much better. And since my last video where I showed you my everyday makeup, I've been using brown mascara on the lower lashes. I think it's just a little softer. And on the eyes, all I did, I put a little bit of this Makeup by Mario in the shade Bisque right here in the center to brighten that up. And that's it. I didn't do anything else except tight line the top lash line. And that's about it. Nothing else. I think it looks so beautiful, but I do want a little bit of the blush. I was debating between using a cream blush or powder blush, but I'm going to use this new Ciele blush. This is in the shade Shy, and it is so beautiful. I did a reel swatching this, and I think it's such a beautiful color. And I'm also using their blush brush. I love this blush so much, and I kind of wanted cream just to go with a theme, but this has this beautiful natural luminosity to it that works really well and almost looks like it's cream. Look at that. So soft, and I really like the shade. They sent over 3 colors, and I really want the nude shade, so I may have to pick another shade up because the formula is that good. Although I have so many blushes, I don't want to pick up more, but okay, I think that completes the look, don't you think? Just needed just a tiny bit more. I'm also taking it just a little bit on my eyelids. Okay, that is everything. I think the skin looks absolutely gorgeous, natural. It feels very light on the skin, so having that contour / highlighter underneath does not feel heavy at all because the texture of the palette is so thin. It's quite emollient, and it's not full coverage, which I absolutely love. Okay, let's move on to the lips. We have 3 colors. I have Skinny Dip right here. That looks really pretty. Then we have Cowgirl, which I think it's a little bit more brown rather than cool tone. And then Sizzle, I think, is the last one. Yes, which is a little bit deeper and more rosy. So those are the 3 shades. They are really, really pretty. And I kind of want the deepest one that they have. I think it's double shot, just to make my lips look a little bit darker. But I'm just going to show you, let's start with Skinny Dip. I may just put every one on so you can see it and then make a lip look from them. So Skinny Dip is more of a, I think a little bit more cool tone. Not too bad, but it's a very wearable color. I'm I'm gonna put it all over the lip so you can actually see the color. This is pretty much like your lips, but better. This is absolutely beautiful. And you'll see there's a theme here that the colors is what makes the product so good. Besides the formula, it's nice and creamy enough, but not too creamy. And they do dry down, so they're quite long lasting. I ate a burger, I think, the other day and wore one, and I still had some left over. It was gone a little bit right in the center, but everything else was still on. But this is so beautiful. You can overline. She has this technique where you overline just a little bit here. So you start actually from the corner and you slowly overline as you come to the top. And that will give you more of a pouty look. Here is the color Skinny Dip, and it is described as a cool beige nude. And I have to agree with the description. I think it definitely is more of that beigey nude color. Moving on to Cowgirl. This is supposed to be a beigey brown nude color. It's a little deeper, and it does have a little bit more brown in it. I will fill in the whole lip so you can see. I do like the formula a lot. It is quite long lasting, like I mentioned, but also it's blendable. So if you want to sheer it out a little bit, or you can really build up the color. So it almost looks like you have a couple lip liners on, because you can emphasize your Cupid's bow and then like sheer it out. So that is so pretty. I love this color. And here is the color Cowgirl. It is described as a beige brown nude. Let's do the last one. This is called Sizzle. I think this color is probably the most wearable color because it has that rosiness in it. So it looks a little bit more maybe like your lips would look like. And I think it's so beautiful. Here is the color Sizzle, which is described as a warm rose nude. And I think the description fits perfectly. It's not that cool tone rosy color. It has some warmth in it, but again, nothing is too intense. It's just a slight warmth to it, and I think it's so beautiful. I'm leaving the Sizzle on, and I'm just gonna go with the color Cowgirl in the center a little bit, just to combine the colors. Why not? The reason I want that deeper browner shade is because right now I would love to take a little bit of that color right on the Cupid's bow and under here and blend it out. I think that that would be so beautiful, and I really like the formula. And yeah, I need that color. For example, I have here the color from Izamaya. It's in Liberica, and it is this darker color that I just want to take right here and almost contour that area. Just the tiniest bit. I feel like it makes a big difference. And I would like a shade like this in the formula from M.ph. Okay guys, those are all the products that I have from this brand. I'm actually not even sure if I'm pronouncing the brand name correctly, but hopefully I am. Let me give you my thoughts on everything that I've tried, starting off with the face palette. This, for me personally, is 10 out of 10. I'm gonna get so much use out of it. All the colors, honestly, you can mix and match. The formula is perfection. And I think it looks so good, so natural. I don't have any other bronzer and contour. I could have definitely added a little bit more of the bronzer, but I'm very happy with how my skin looks like. I love everything about it. The only thing that I wish for me personally is that this peach was a little bit deeper, but then it wouldn't have worked for lighter skin tone. So I understand the color story, but I'm going to go through this. I know I'm going to finish pretty much all of these colors. I'm going to get so much use out of it. And this is going to become a favorite in my daily makeup routine. I love everything about it. Even the price, was it $64 or $68? Let's double check. Yes, it is $64. And I personally don't think the price is outrageous. I think it is a high-end quality brand and that you get great packaging, lots of variations inside. So I think the price is fair for what you're getting. Now, this brush, even though I absolutely do not need it, I love it. I think it's great. Even the fact that it's long, I don't know, it makes it almost easier to work with because you don't have to hold it down here. You can hold it all the way out here. And so you have less pressure when you apply it. I think this side is perfection for that sculpting, bronzing side. I think it's perfect. And I've gotten a lot of use out of the other side. So I love the brush. Is it necessary? No, you can absolutely use whatever brushes you have, but I do enjoy the brush and I think it works perfectly with the palette. And the lip liners, these are the ones that I've tested out the most and I think they are great. I'm a lip liner fanatic. I can never have enough. I have to stop myself. And I think they are absolutely beautiful. I think the colors is where these shine. The colors are very modern, natural colors that would work on different skin tones. You can outline your lips, so like contour a little bit, and I think they're perfect. The longevity is great. I like the formula. The price, I also think, yes, it's expensive. It's $25, but I don't think it's outrageous. So I am loving everything that I've tried from this brand. I'm so excited to try more. I wasn't expecting anything else, but because I don't underpaint too much on my face unless I have an event or something like that, you know, I just don't use these kinds of products all the time, but this will make me want to underpaint daily because I think it worked so well. It was fast. Obviously, it took me a little bit longer because I was doing it on camera, but day to day, I could do this so fast. So I'm very impressed. So these products are a huge thumbs up. I think most people are going to enjoy these. Even if you're not very good at makeup, I think you would be able to use this because they're just easy. They just blend out themselves, and using a skin tint on top, it just makes it so easy. So those are all my thoughts on this new brand. Let me know what you think down below. Like always, make sure you're subscribed down below and have your notifications on, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.